Hello, how are you? Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, right? Yeah, so 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just really getting home. I took my sister to work for 9:30 this morning, so we left around 9. Picked up some Starbucks. That was great. Haven't had that in a while. Also had to go to Canadian Tire because I needed, I needed windshield washer fluid. So I picked up a couple bottles of that. I haven't put it in my car yet. I'm low, but I have to wait until it's completely empty, otherwise the whole bottle won't fit in. So that's fun. I just didn't want to run out completely and not have any to replace it. So yeah. I also had to go all the way downtown because I was dropping off some beanies to Happy Thoughts because Tammy is going to have them in the store for the next week. She's hosting a Scandinavian cozy day or cozy night day, I guess, on Saturday, and then for the whole week after she's having some of my stuff as well as another maker and a few other people like have their stuff in the store. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I hope they do well. I have changed the price a little bit to be a little more than they normally are, mostly because I spend so much time on them that it's not, the pricing isn't balanced, and so I really only sort of figured this out. So I figured this out after I went through and used my own like product pricing breakdown. So I'll show you what I did or what I used. So this is a printable that I made for myself, as well as you can get it on my website actually. If you make products and you're having trouble coming up with the price, this just helps you do the math, and you can keep this sheet because if you make that same thing over and over again, you'll know exactly what to sell your product for. So it's got a spot at the top for the product name, then each of the components, so it could be your labor, metal bits, keychain, rings, the leather, the thread and string and everything you need. And then you put the price per unit, and then in the comment section you can kind of put whatever you want, but I use it to sort of figure out the portion of that price per unit that I use. So like, say an item takes me 45 minutes to make, and for making things, I charge $15 an hour for labor, because in theory, if I was going to be paying someone else to make it, I would be paying them $15 an hour to make it. So I need to have that accommodated for when I'm pricing things. So then on the comment section, I figure out what 3/4 of 15 is, and I put it in there. And then like if I'm using half of a meter of fabric, but I charged, or what I paid for it was $20 a meter, I need to figure out, like I do the math basically. Then I add it all up, and there's a spot here for the total cost of goods and labor, that spot, and then it just gives you the math. So to find your wholesale price, you multiply it by 2, and to find your retail price, you multiply it by 2 again. Then there's also a spot at the bottom for you to put like a little sketch, some swatches, notes, things like that, even maybe instructions on how to make it if you're handing this off to somebody else. It's really handy. I will link the blog post that it is attached to. It's all about how to price your handmade products. So if you're struggling with that, the same way I struggle with it, like I will show you the, let's see, beanies. So beanies for me, it takes half of a skirt, and I pay maximum $8 for each skirt. That depends on whether or not I get the item for sale, or like on sale. I try to get it on sale, but it's hard. So it cost me $4 for the fabric. Then it takes 1 hour to make it, and that's $15 an hour, so it's $15. Then one label cost me approximately $1. And then my Etsy fees, I've included those because Etsy started charging a lot more, and they take the fees out of the shipping. So I need to accommodate for that and like boost up the price a little, which is scary because my cost of goods is $23. Like when I've included all of that stuff. If I took out the Etsy fees, I mean, it would be $20. And then in theory, I should double that, making the beanies $46. And then for the retail price, if I were going to wholesale them, and then sell them at the retail price, it'd be $92 for a beanie. That's terrifying. I'm never going to charge $92 for a beanie. So I changed them from $25, which was a great price considering how much work I put into them. They even require like hand sewing at the finishing, like at the end. And I changed the price from $25 to $30. Totally reasonable to charge $5 more, especially considering how many fees Etsy takes out. So I do have to accommodate for that, and I hate having to pass it on to other people, but I also like would make almost no money off of this. So I'm just thankful that I actually, for the most part, don't wholesale. Actually, I don't wholesale. I want to design a Valentine's Day keychain, or like something cute and adorable in pink. I have some pink leather that I am itching to break out. I also have some red leather, which could be really fun. I think I want to make hearts, like heart keychains. So I'm just gonna work on that for a bit and probably break out my Cricut machine, and which is over there behind me, and get to work. Once I've cut out a few things, then I will, I don't know. I will show you once I've kind of designed the thing, okay? I'm sure you guys want to see how I use the Cricut and all that stuff. I tried to show you guys before, but it malfunctioned, and then it was just like a whole shit show, basically. Alright. Let's do this thing. Alright, this is my my tester. I do it in cardstock first because this is recyclable, and it helps me sort of eyeball the size of things, right? So we're gonna peel off, well, technically you're supposed to do it this way because it comes off a lot easier this way. This, and now I have these heart shapes and these tabs to go, you'll see. So I like the size of this one, but it's really big. This one's a little small, so I think I'm gonna do, this was 4 inches, this was 3 inches. I think I'm gonna go and do a 3.5 inch, and we'll see how that one goes. Okay, these little tab things, they are perfect. They're just the right size. And, well, I think actually they might be too wide for these ones, but they'll be perfect for a larger size. Alright. Alright, so I've made my hearts again. I've got like 4 hearts and then 4 tabs. These are going to actually get sewn together, so it'll be 2 layers, and then 2 layers of the tab sewn together, maybe, we'll see. And Abby, no, you can't get on the bed. No. Sorry. So I'm about to cut it. Here's the problem. No, Abby. No. Here's the problem. My piece of leather is only 7 inches by 12 inches, and the standard canvas is 12 by 12. So I have to rearrange it myself because Cricut doesn't have a 7 by 12 canvas. So you have choices of 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 12, but I am just going to move things around myself. So I did this once already and then it got stuck and I had to redo it. So we're just gonna move these up here like this, and to provide extra space, these here are fine. I think I should probably move one. I'm gonna turn it around. I had two at the bottom here underneath to give me more space. I'm trying to cut this as efficiently as possible because I don't want to waste any leather if I can't. And if I do have to have extra, I prefer it to be in like a larger chunk and not a piece that like I really just can't use. So then I'm going to move this one down here because next to this heart it's too wide. But down here I gain a little bit of extra and I can just fit it in. So this here is the 7-inch line where my mouse is. That's the 7-inch line and I need to be inside of that because what I have now is like just a little bit over 7 inches and I just don't want to risk it, you know? And then I'm going to put this right here. This one I will turn as well. And I will just set them up right over top of each other. You can get things close like this because it does, like when I originally cut these were even closer together. I just haven't pushed them right up close to each other. So and they're not really turned properly anyway. So I hope you guys can actually see that through the glare. Anyway, we are done moving that around. Now when it's cut, I'll have this like 3-inch wide strip that I can use for something else. I don't know what else, but I'll be able to use it. And that's all that matters, even if it's cutting earrings out of it. You know, I usually just take rectangles and like cut them into little fine strips and turn them into fringe earrings, which are a really popular item for me. So yeah, let's see here. Or it might be big enough to cut other things out of, but you know. So now what it's doing, it's connecting by Bluetooth to the Cricut machine. It takes a little while. I could connect it by the cord that came with it because they were nice enough to include one. But my computer would have to be a lot closer and I don't want to move my computer over there. So we're just gonna wait for it to connect. Hopefully sometime soon. Alright, there we are. So it has now popped up. I have the wheel. So I have this set to custom. And then over here, I'm gonna pick faux leather, or sorry, real genuine leather. I'm gonna use the default pressure because that seems to be working well for me. And then I'm going to come down here and that's it. I'm just going to pop it in the machine. So now that we've got this, I'm going to set you down because I do need both hands for this part. So I'm going to take my mat, slide it in here. There's these two little like ledgy things that you need to get under. Push it right up to the wheel and then there is the eject like button, I guess. It also brings the mat in, so you press it, it brings it in and it registers it. When it's done reading it, then the Cricut cut button is ready, and you press that, and it takes a second, and it loads. I think I really need to get, I know it's noisy, I need to get a brayer, which is like a rolling thing, like rolls over the leather. It's been recommended because it can push the leather down. See how this is not sticking? See, it skipped a little there because it's not sticking down. That's okay. As long as I can cut it apart, that's all that matters. Alright, so I just paused it because you can see it's pulling up a lot here, and I want to just re-stick that down. It's fine to do this. As long as you don't eject it, it's fine, and it'll just pick up where it left off. But I really need this to stick down. Alright, let's go. See? That one is not cutting well at all, but it's all done. This is all trial and error anyway. Alright. Let's peel. Besides this one little piece here that didn't come out very well because it wasn't stuck down enough, that peeled off really well. So we have 3 rectangles, which are totally fine. I really only need 2. We have some hearts, and they're this baby pink color. And then we're done. I'm going to put these together and I'll show you how they look afterwards, okay? Okay, so here are the 2 keychains that I made. I only made 2 for right now. I could make more, but these are them. They will hang like this off of your keys. They are made out of recycled leather. You guys know my deal. I make everything out of recycled leather or recycled knitwear. They were actually a little harder to sew than I thought they would be, with like the curve of everything, and leather stretches. As you sew it, even with the even feed foot that I have, it does stretch a little bit. So this here was my first one. It's not as good, but it's still cute, and I'm still gonna sell it because, you know what? It is actually not that bad. Plus, it's a handmade item. It's supposed to look a little rough sometimes. It doesn't help that I sew with black thread all the time. It really draws attention to the stitch lines, but I like it that way. I want you to see that somebody actually made this, and that it's not always going to look perfect and manufactured. So that is them. Alright, moving on from those keychains, I want to make up a couple sets of the Monster earrings so I can take photos of them. I'll be right back. So first thing I need to do is I've got these matched up into like opposite pairs, you know, so when you put them on, they look opposites. Then I'm going to punch holes through them. We're going to do that on the other set as well. Oh, I can hear my Cricut machine. It goes until you turn it off. So, there we go. Holes are punched. Scared my dog. That's fine. She's scared of everything. Okay. So, actually, these are the ones I want to put them on, and I have 4 of them left. So, these two pairs will be the only four that exist of this color. So these rings just look like this. They have a little like hook that just unhooks from the hole. And essentially, it's this easy. I'm going to put it on here. Oops. And then it's gonna look like this. This is the earring, the whole thing. That's all I want, super simple. I hope everybody else likes them as much as I do because they're just so cool. They're super simple and minimal too, while still being statement and fun. I'm not gonna put them on because that's gross, and I don't have any extras of these earrings, so while I could clean them, like, it might freak people out if they bought it for themselves. So I will try and get the hearts up online and the monsters up this weekend. I need to work at Happy Thoughts, so who knows when that'll happen, but yes. All right, so I think I'm gonna end it for today right here. I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys are interested in getting a Cricut machine, I will put a link down below. I've only had mine a couple weeks, but I'm seriously in love with it. It's so fun, and to be honest, it kind of has upped my game in terms of what I can make, and that makes me very excited as well. It's nice that I can prototype things, like small things, and not worry about like, am I gonna ruin a bunch of leather, which is great. I haven't even had to put the deep cut blade on that I got. I'm trying to figure out ways to like not have to use the vinyl transfer backing when I cut leather. As you can see, it can be difficult and it peels off, but I really like, for the most part, it doesn't screw it up too bad. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Check out the description box for links and whatever else you guys might want to know, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!